many homeowners, living with a concrete porch like this and simply covering it with the rugs is not an option. When you can overlay with concrete paving slabs and paving stones that complement the rest of the landscape is infinitely more appealing. But there are a couple of rules you need to follow. The first is a minimum pitch of 1/4 inch per foot. Second, no more imperfection in the surface of the concrete greater than plus or minus 3/8 and 10 feet. Now why? Because we want drainage without pooling. We want drainage off the surface, that's the 1/4 inch per foot, and we need subsurface drainage. We don't want any imperfections in that concrete. If we find them, we want to grind them out, or we might have to remove the concrete and re-pour it. Now, we have a number of options when it comes to the field and the coping. Our coping in this application is our Bullnose Grande with a polished appearance. That Bullnose Grande complements the coping on the pool, so that's nice. Our field, we have a number of different panels set up here for the homeowners to make a final decision. In the foreground, we have our blue smooth in a couple of different patterns. We have stack bond and half bond pattern, vertically and horizontally. A couple of options for the homeowners to choose from. The neat thing about the blue family are all the textures that it comes in. Over here you see polished, you see galaxy textured, a brush hammered appearance, you see slate, and you see smooth all together. The consumers may choose to mix them randomly together. Over here you see smooth with just a couple of the galaxy texture. Over here, you see smooth with a polished. I really like this one because it complements the Bullnose coping. Over there, you see the smooth with a slate texture. That's an aggressive texture, which really picks up on that ashlar patterned masonry on the home. So we have a number of different options. Our coping in this example is 2 3/8 inches thick, as is our field. So what we're going to need to do is elevate that coping with an adhesive so that we can get enough height to allow water to come out. Then our field will be set on a sand bedding layer over top of a geotextile. The sand will elevate, allowing water to get out. The geotextile will trap that sand so it can't escape as water flows. Now, a little test that we can use, can you turn my hose on for me? Is to wet this area down, okay? And you can see how that water is trapped. That's why we need to elevate them with some type of sand setting bed. If you don't do that, you'll get moss, you'll get weeds, and you'll get efflorescence, none of which are appealing. Now, we have a couple of other options we could have used here. We could use our Venetian series, which is 1 3/4 as our coping, and we could do the field in blue 45. Which is 1 3/4 inch thick. Why would we do that? Maybe because of the height of the threshold into the house. If we have a height restriction, we can go thinner. We could go up if we wanted to with our Prima polished cap, which is 3 inches, screed a full 1 inch bedding layer, pre-compacted, and lay a product like our Eva for the field. So we have a couple of different options. One of the things that we're very concerned with are the weeps against the masonry. In an overlay, we cannot block these weeps. Air needs to circulate in through the top and the bottom so no condensation builds up behind that wall. So we need to make sure during construction that that area is clean and unobstructed, no mortar, no aggregate, no dirt fell into that area. Clean it out real nice and good, and protect it so that when we screed our aggregate or sand bedding layer, nothing will get into that space. Once we do our overlay, regardless of thickness, we will gap that about 1/2 to 3/4 an inch off of the house. That will allow water to escape, air to circulate, and we'll have a great long-term overlay.